Hi, good morning and welcome to today's class. Today's class is a continuation of our previous class on algebra, where we said we'll be looking at expansion and factorization of algebraic expression. At our previous class, we looked at identification of algebraic terms and performing basic operations involving directed algebraic terms. Today we are going to be looking at evaluation of algebraic expression by substitution, which happens to be our second objective on the course. Substitution, we said, involves replacing numbers corresponding to the given variables in an algebraic expression to find the final numerical values of the given algebraic terms or expressions. At our previous class, I showed you how to express an algebraic statement as an algebraic expression. And today we are going to be looking at substitution, where you'll be requested or required to substitute values for a given variable to get an expression. And example 2, first on example 2 says, if n is equal to 4, m is equal to 3, and x is equal to 10, that we should find the value of mx plus n, where m, x, and n have been assigned values. So therefore, we said solution that if n is equal to 4, m is equal to 3, and x is equal to 10, we are going to get our expression mx plus n will be equal to, we then substitute the corresponding values for m, x, and n as follows. This is going to give us 3 times what is x. X is given as 10 plus n, where n is what? 4. I'm going to simplify this as follows. 3 times 10 is said to be 30 plus 4, and our answer is equal to 34. So when you substitute values for n, m, and x, you have your answer given as 34. B says we should evaluate the expression b squared minus c squared if b is given as 13 and c is given as 5. So we say if b is equal to 13 and what else? C is said to be 5, then the expression b squared minus c squared will be equal to, you first of all substitute, then you simplify. This is going to be, how do you substitute? You rewrite the expression, but in this case, instead of writing b and c, you are going to substitute it with the corresponding values given as 13 and 5. That is, this is going to be 13 squared minus 5 squared. And this is going to be equal to, this is difference of 2 squares, but 13 squared from your square tables is going to give you 169 minus 5 squared is equal to 25. So 169 minus 25 is going to be 169 minus 25, and this will be equal to 9 minus 5 is 4, 6 minus 2 is 4, and you bring down 1. So that the expression b squared minus c squared is said to be 105. 44 as your answer. So that is all on example 1 and 2. Let's take example 3. Example 3 says, if x is given as 3, y is equal to -2, and z is equal to 5, that we should find the value of each of the following expression. Now, the first expression on our example 3 is x times y. So what you are going to do is get the value of x and get the value of y and multiply both of them together. When you do that, you have the value for the algebraic term xy. So this is equal to, what is my value of x? X is given as 3. This will become 3 times, what is my value of y? Is equal to -2, and that will be equal to positive 3 times negative 2. Remember what we said in our previous class, you multiply the sign first before the numbers. So positive times negative is going to give us negative. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So xy can be said to be equal to 3 times -2, which is -6. B says yz, that is y times z. As we did in A, get the value of y, multiply it by the value of z, and that gives you your answer. So A, y is given as, y is said to be -2. This becomes -2 times, z is given as what? 5. So when you simplify this, it's going to give you -2 times 5. That will be equal to -10. And C says xz. X is said to be 3, y, z is said to be 5. This becomes 3 times 5. And 3 times 5 is said to be what? 15. All you have to do is get the corresponding value of x, multiply it with the corresponding value of y, and that gives you your answer. So this is x squared plus xy plus z squared. X is said to be 3, so this is going to be 3 squared to be added to the product of x and y, and we have it that x is given as 3 and y is given as -2, so this is going to be 3 to be multiplied by -2 plus z squared, and z is said to be 5, so this is plus 5 squared. Now you simplify this after you must have substituted. 3 squared is equal to 9 plus 3 times -2, that will be -6 plus 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. Simplify this further, this becomes 9 plus times -6 plus 25. So this is equal to, I'm going to rearrange, move all the positive numbers to the front and negatives behind. This is going to be 9 plus 25 minus 6. And 9 plus 25 is equal to 34 minus 6. And 34 minus 6 will give us what? That will be 28 as our answer. Let's look at some examples on let's take some exercises on substitution, and this can be seen from your new concept mathematics exercise 10.3 for GSS 2. The question says, if A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 4, that we should evaluate each of the following. Question 1 says AB, that is A times B. So if A is given as 2 and B is said to be -3, what will be AB? That will be 2 times -3. And 2 times -3 can be said to be -6. 2 says we should look for A, B, C. Note, A is giving us 2, B is -3, and C is 4. So that our ABC, which can be said to be A times B times C, to be equal to 2 times -3 times 4, of which 2 times -3 is -6, and -6 times 4 can be said to be -24. 3 says B squared, meaning B multiplying itself, and this is going to be -3 squared, which can further be simplified as -3 times -3, which can be said to be +9. Note, B when something is squared, it definitely means that thing is multiplying itself. So you can simplify it this way, and it will give you +9. Question 4 says B squared C, which can be simplified to be B squared, which we said is a -3. I'm substituting -3 squared to be multiplied by C, and our C is giving us 4. If you look at it here, and this is equal to, we have already gotten B squared from question 3 to be +9. That still stands. So this is equal to 9 times 4, and 9 times 4 is said to be 36. Question 5 says A squared minus B, which is equal to, we substitute, then we simplify. A is giving us 2. This is equal to 2 squared minus B, and B is said to be -3. Now look at this. I have to put this in bracket because the negative sign will affect my value of B. So this is equal to 2 squared can be said to be 4, while I will use the minus to expand, to open the inner bracket, the bracket shielding 3 or -3, and this is going to be +3, and 3 plus 4 is said to be 7. Question 6 says A squared plus B. We'll substitute as usual. This will be 2 squared plus B. B is said to be -3. This is equal to 2 squared is 4. We'll also multiply -3 by the positive, and this will also give us -3. And 4 minus 3 is said to be 1. Question 7 says A squared minus B plus C. This is equal to A squared is 2 squared, we substitute, minus B. B is giving us, let's also get it down here. We said A is 2, B is -3, and C is 4. So A is 2, B is -3, this will be -3 plus C is 4, and this can be simplified to be 2 squared is said to be 4, minus times -3 can be said to be +3 plus 4, and this is equal to 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 4 will give you 11 as your answer. Question 8 says 2A plus B plus 3C. We'll also do same by substituting. We said A is 2, B is -3, and C is 4. So that when you substitute, this becomes 2 times, what is the value of A? The value of A is 2. Let me put it in bracket, plus B. B is said to be minus 3 plus 3C, and C is said to be 4. So this is equal to 2 times 2 is 4, plus times minus 3 is said to be minus 3, plus 3 times 4 is 12. Rearrange, this becomes 4 plus 12 minus 3. I want to do the operation, I want to carry out the operation of addition before subtraction. So I'm going to add this 2. This is going to give me 16 minus 3, and 16 minus 3 is said to be 13. Question number 9. I said my A is 2, B is minus 3, C is 4. Question number 9 says square root of B squared plus C squared, which is equal to square root of, what is B squared? That will be minus 3 squared plus C squared can be said to be 4 squared. Ladies and gentlemen, let me inform you that this square root cannot automatically cancel out these squares, because this is an expression and not a term. So that operation will be very wrong. So this is equal to, you first of all simplify, minus 3 squared will give us positive 9, plus 4 squared will give us what? 16. So you sum them together, this will return root 9 plus 16 is said to be 25, and square root of 25 is equal to 5. So therefore, square root of B squared plus C squared can be said to be equal to 5. Question 10 says A plus B divided by minus B. We'll also substitute. Remember, we said our A is given as 2, B is minus 3, and C is 4. So when you substitute the values of A and B in question 10, it's going to give us 2 plus into bracket minus 3 divided by minus 3. Simplify this, is going to give you 2 minus 3 divided by minus times minus is plus 3. So that this is equal to 2 minus 3 is minus 1 divided by 3. So therefore, we said A plus B divided by minus B is said to be minus 1 over 3 as your answer. Question 11. Is 2B divided by A plus C, which is equal to, remember, these are the values of the variables. This is going to give us 2 times minus 3 divided by A is 2 plus 4, which is equal to 2 times minus 3 is said to be minus 6 divided by 2 plus 4, which is 6. And minus 6 divided by positive 6 can be said to be negative 1 as your answer. Number 12. Number 12 says 4A minus 3B plus 2C. Remember our values of A, B, and C. A is said to be 2, B is minus 3, while C is 4. So when you substitute that into this, you are going to have 4 times 2 minus 3 times minus 3 plus 2 times 4. All I did was to substitute, and this is going to give me 8 Minus 3 times minus 3 will be positive 9 plus 8. So this is equal to 8 times 8 is 16 plus 9, and 16 plus 9 can be said to be equal to 25. So A 4A minus 3B plus 2C can be said to be 25. Question 13. 13 says 3 into bracket 5A minus 2B divided by 16. Remember, our A is said to be 2, B is minus 3, and C is 4. So we substitute that into this equation, and this becomes 3 into bracket 5 times 2, I'll put it in a smaller bracket, minus 2 times minus 3. All divided by what? 16. So simplifying this further is going to be, I'm going to first of all simplify what I have in the inner bracket. This is 3 into bracket 2 times 5 is 10 minus 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, all divided by 16, and this is equal to 3 into bracket 10 plus 6 divided by 16, which is equal to 3 times 16 divided by 16, and 16 will divide itself, leaving us with 3 as our answer. So exercise 10.3, question 13 is 3. Next is question 14. 14 says 2C minus 4A. Remember, A is 2, B is minus 3, C is 4. Let's substitute into this equation together. This will be 2 times what? 4 minus 4 times 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is equal to 0 as your answer. Next is 15. We'll be solving all on the exercise, and question 15 is 4A minus 2C divided by B. A is 2, B is minus 3, C is 4. So substitute. This becomes 4 times 2 minus 2 times C is 4, divided by B, which B is minus 3, and this is equal to 4 times 2 is 8 minus 2 times 4 is 8 divided by minus 3. So this is equal to 0 divided by minus 3, and 0 divided by any number is said to be 0. Question 16. Question 16 says 25C plus 12B divided by bracket AC squared, where A is given as 2, B is minus 3, C is 4. When you substitute, this is going to be 25 times C, which is 4, plus 12 times B, which is minus 3, divided by A times C, which is 2 times 4, all squared. This is equal to, we'll now simplify. 25 times 4 is equal to 100 plus 12 times minus 3, that will be minus 36. divided by 2 times 4 is 8 with a square. So this is equal to 100 minus 36 divided by 64, of which 100 minus 36 is equal to 64, and 64 divided by itself, 64 divided by 64 can be said to be equal to 1 as your answer. So, question 17 says ABC divided by 36. Our values of A, B, and C have not changed. 2 minus 4, minus 3 and 4. So when you substitute, it's going to be 2 times minus 3 times 4 divided by 36, and this is said to be equal to 2 times minus 3, that will be minus 6 times 4 divided by 36. We can divide straight ahead from this point, and this is 6 into itself is 1, 6 into 36 is 6 times, 2 into 4 is 2, and 2 into 6 is 3, leaving us with minus 2 over 3 as our answer. Question 17. That's 17. 18 says square root of a squared into b squared plus c squared, where a is 2, b is minus 3, and c is 4. We are going to substitute and then simplify following board mass. This is equal to square root of a squared is 2 squared into bracket b squared is minus 3 squared plus c squared, which is 4 squared. And we will simplify starting with the inner bracket, and this is equal to square root of, this is 4 into bracket, minus 3 squared is 9 plus 4 squared is 16. 4 squared is 16, leaving us with square root of 4 times 25, and 4 times 25 can be said to be 100, of which square root of 100 is said to be 10. Question 19. 19 says a squared plus b squared plus c squared, all divided by a plus b plus c, where a is 2, b is minus 3, c is 4. We'll do same, substitute and simplify the numerator before the dividing by the denominator. So this is equal to a squared is 2 squared plus b squared is minus 3 squared plus 4 squared, all divided by 2 plus minus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 2 squared is 4 plus minus 3 squared is 9 plus 16, 4 squared is 16 divided by 2 minus 3 plus 4. And this, when simplified, will give you 4 plus 16 is 20 plus 9 is 29, all divided by 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 29 divided by 3, there is no common factor that can divide 29 and 3. So you either leave it in this form or you express it as a mixed fraction, which can be said to be 29 divided by 3 can be said to be 9 whole number 2/3. Question 20 says c squared minus b squared all divided by a squared. So where a is equal to 2, b is minus 3, c is 4. We substitute according to the values of a, b, and c, leaving us with c squared is 4 squared minus b squared is minus 3 squared all divided by a squared, which is 2 squared. This is equal to 4 squared, that will be 4 times 4, which will be 16, minus 3 squared, minus 3 squared is said to be 9, all divided by 2 squared, which is 4. And this is equal to 16 minus 9 is that will be 7 divided by 4, which is equal to 1 whole number 3/4 as your answer. Question 21. 21 says 3b all squared, where a is 2, b is minus 3, and c is 4. When you substitute, this is going to give you bracket 3 times minus 3 all squared, which is equal to 3 times minus 3 is minus 9 squared, and minus 9 squared can be said to be minus 9 times minus 9, which is equal to positive 81 as your answer. Question 22 says 4c squared. A is 2, b is minus 3, and c is 4. So you substitute the value for c and you simplify. This is equal to 4 times 4 all squared, and 4 times 4 is said to be 16 all squared, which is said to be 16 times 16. And what is 16 times 16? 6 times 6 is 36. You write down 6 and carry 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 1 times 6 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1. Then you sum, this becomes 6, 5, and 2. So 16 squared is said to be 256 as your answer. So question 23 says square root of 15a minus 5b plus c, where a is 2, b minus 3, c is 4. You substitute, this becomes 15 times a is 2 minus 5 times b is minus 3 plus c, which is 4. This is equal to square root of 15 times 2 is 30 minus 5 times minus 3 is minus 15 times the negative outside becomes positive 15 plus 4. This is equal to square root of 30 plus 19, which is equal to root 49. And square root of 49 is said to be 7. Question 24. 24 says c over a minus b over c plus 2 into b plus c divide by A, where A is 2, B is minus 3, and C is 4. We are going to substitute into the equation and then simplify. And this is equal to C over A can be said to be 4 over 2 minus B over C can be said to be minus 3 over 4 plus 2 into brackets, B is minus 3 plus C is 4 divided by A, which is 2. So when you simplify, this is equal to 4 over 2 minus times plus is going, minus times minus is plus. This becomes plus plus 3 over 4 plus, simplify what's in the bracket, this becomes 2 times 4 minus 3, or minus 3 plus 4 is said to be 1, and 1 times 2 is 2, which is equal to 4 over 2 plus 3 over 4 plus 2 over 2, of which this can be simplified to be 2 into itself is 1, 2 into 4 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, so this is 2 plus 3 over 4 plus 1, and this can be said to be 3 plus 3 over 4, which is equal to 3 whole number 3 over 4 as your answer. Last question on that exercise is question 25, which says 5a minus 4b minus 3c divided by 2a plus b plus c, where a is 2, b is minus 3, c is 4. Substituting this into this equation, you have it to be equal to 5 times 2 minus 4 times minus 3 minus 3 times 4, all divided by 2 times 2 plus minus 3 plus 4, which is equal to, this is 10. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. Minus 12 times minus 1 is plus 12. Minus 3 times 4 is 12. Divided by 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 times minus 3 is minus 3 plus 4. This is equal to 12 minus 12 is 0, leaving us with 10 divided by 4 plus 4 is 8. That is 8 minus 3, which is equal to 10 divided by 8 minus 3 is 5, and 10 divided by 5 is said to be 2. That brings us to the end of today's class. Let's go back to our objective. At the first class, we were able to treat the first objective, which says identify algebraic terms and performing basic operations involving directed algebraic terms. At this class, we were able to deal with substitution, where I showed you how to substitute the values of the variables in an expression or in a given term to get the corresponding expression in numerical form. So we have been able to deal with this precisely, and I hope by the end of this class, you were able to solve all questions as regarded to substitution. Next, in our next class, we'll try to see how we can treat the third objective, which says expand algebraic expression. So I'll be showing you how to expand algebraic expressions. do well to keep a date with us in our next class. And don't forget, like this video, and if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channels so that you'll be able to get more videos and lectures as we upload. And for those of you who are having difficulties in subscribing, note that you have to log in with your email address and you can't subscribe twice. Thank you very much and do have a nice day.